Alright, welcome back to another episode of Putting the Car Back Together. Now, there is something that's been stopping me from cutting and welding the quarter panel. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. Now, my main concern is the lights. They go from one side to the other and they're a continuous piece. So I need to make sure that the lights line up. Otherwise, it's going to look like a mess. So basically what I'm going to do is I've got my lights. I've got a replacement left light, right light. I've got a replacement right tail light. I have to mount the lights and I need the lower garnish that goes underneath the lights. Now the lower garnish, copped it. Complete mess. It's mangled. It's somewhere around here. It's somewhere around here. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere around here. Anyway, forget it. Lower garnish copped it. I tried to bend it out. Not happening. I actually found one in Adelaide from a guy in Adelaide, which is here. So now I'm going to open it and I'm going to put it where it goes in here and where it goes in here and have a look to see how it sits, which will help me line up the quarter so then I know exactly where to position it, cut it and weld it. So let's get into it. It'd help if I put it on the right way, eh? Let's try that again, shall we? That's a bit better. So I think the guards lined up pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the tail lights in, close the boot, and see how it all looks with the finish of the boot. Obviously this side of the boot needs a bit of work because it's kinked in a little bit, but I'm not phased about that. My main concern is making sure that this all lines up and the gappage across the gap across the whole span is nice. Once it's done, then I know that the quarter's in the right position, then I can cut it and then weld it on and continue going on with the rest of the car because I've got some plans for the back here that you're going to wait and see. Let's see how it looks with the boot closed. Well, I have not seen my car straight like that for a little bit. The boot is lining up with the lights, you know, like obviously this part needs to come out a little bit, but the boot essentially is lining up with the lights and it's starting to look good again. What am I going to do here? What am I going to do there? You have to wait and see. So I'm on the phone with my cousin Terry right now. He's in Melbourne. We're doing some FaceTime backyard jobs. He's got a toolbox that he wants to extend and he's going to work out... What is it?
Oh, Malakia.
What is it? Is it steel or is it aluminium? I can't see what that is, bro. You have to tell me how easy was that to drill. I'm trying to work out if this box is aluminium or steel so he knows whether to MIG it or TIG it. What?
It's aluminium.
It's aluminium?
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, you can MIG aluminium, but you need argon gas.
So I'm going to get 25 mil bats. I'm going to run them through, pump it with silicon.
Terry. Alright guys, welcome back. I have big plans for the back of the car. I'm going to do something special with the back of the car because it's never going to be a street car again. It's just a dedicated drift car. So in these 4 boxes here, I've got a piece of gear that's going to help me. Stay tuned because I'm going to unbox it now and show you and put it together and show you exactly what it is. I've got to tell you what it is, because the suspense is killing me. It's a tube bender. What you do is essentially that. It bends tube. A lot of roll cages are made out of tube, like, you know, chromoly tubing. and stuff like that. So essentially that's what tubing is, the roll cage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tube the back section of the car. So that's why I needed a tube bender, because I wouldn't be able to do it without one. I've never done anything like this before, so it's my first time that I'm going to attempt to do this, and I think it's going to be a pretty fun exercise, and I can't wait to do it. This is it right here. This is a tube bender. This is a die where you put the tube in, so you feed the tube in here, set this to 0. I should lock it in place so you can see it. Put this on, crank it. As you go along, this comes back, pull it again, and keep pulling it, keep pulling it, keep pulling it, and this will go around and bend your tube to whatever degree you want it. I am pumped to use this thing. I can't wait. I'm going to go pick up some tube, give it some test runs, do some mock-up tubes, and practice to get ready so I can tube this bad boy. I can't wait to tube you. Oh, I'm so pumped. All right, guys, check it out. We're back right now. I have to continue with this quarter panel. I am going to cut it and weld it and put it on. But before that, I need to fix the boot up here because the boot was damaged as well in the accident. And for me to get the right fitment on the quarter, I need to straighten up the boot and get it where it should roughly be, which will then give me the right positioning. It's been damaged here. There's a nice crease. But if you have a look at the boot where it sits, so the boot sits nicely here, right? It's a nice, it's nice, almost flush. And then as you see, it lifts. See how it lifts up and then cuts in really early? This is stopping me from lining up the quarter and welding it in. So I just need to bash this in, panel beat this a little bit. I need to pull this out, and I'm gonna show you how to do that with a slide hammer and some nails. What I did was I took one of the fittings, or one of the attachments that come with the slide hammer in a pack, and I put a little cut in it. If you can see, there's a little cut. And what that allows me to do is when I weld the nail to the boot lid, I can slip it straight in, and that's gonna allow me to pull it out with a slide hammer. And it should essentially pull out the crease. The only other thing you're going to need to do is weld it. So if you haven't got a welder, you may need one. Borrow one from a friend, buy a cheap one. You don't need a lot of amperage, you don't need a lot of power. You just need to be able to weld this to the metal in order for you to pull it out with a slide hammer. So, time to weld it. All right, guys, I'm not having much luck with it. And the reason for that is this part of the boot is quite structural. So it's very heavy duty. So there's all these folds and creases and stuff like that. And it's very hard to pull this out. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, okay, how am I going to fix this? Now I've got two options. One of them is pull the hatch off, lay it down on the ground, and really get in there with a slide hammer and really try and pull it out. Because there's obviously, while it's on the car, there's a lot of flex, everything's moving, the boot shifts, you know, side to side, up and down whenever I hit it with a slide hammer. So that's option one, take the hatch off and try it again, which I'll probably do that before I get to option two, which is cut it out. So the plan is to sort of mark lines down to here and cut this whole piece out. That way I can straighten this up, because if you have a look, just notice the angle, right? Now if I shift it across to the other side, look how much it goes up. Like that should be down here. It's it's quite hammered. It copped a good hit. So they're my two options. I'm going to work it out. I'm not going to do it now because it's getting late, but tomorrow I'm going to work out what I'm going to do. I'll probably try option one, pull the hatch off try it. If that doesn't work, then I'm gonna cut it out, pull it all out, straighten it up, fix the lip up, and then weld a new piece on or refabricate it and weld it on. So that's the aim. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, stay tuned. It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here the next day. I am continuing to fix the boot, and I've come to the realization that I'm not taking the boot off the car. It's too heavy. Look at the size of it. It's too heavy. I'm not taking it off. I'm gonna fix it while it's on the car. And if I can't fix it right, then it's staying on the car anyway. I'm not taking it off. Now, what I'm gonna do is, I'm not worried about this inside. I know I was focusing a little too much on the inside. First things first, I'm just gonna try and straighten it out, the top part, to get it lined up with the guard quarter, same thing. Anyway, so I'm gonna line the hatch up with the quarter, and how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna rest it on a piece of timber like this. I'm gonna grab a block of timber and a hammer, and I'm gonna smash it until it's in line with the quarter. Once it's in line with the quarter, then I'll work out the inside here and fix it up. But for now, I just need to get the hump out and I need to line it up, and we're gonna do that right now. Stay tuned. All right, guys, I've smashed it out, smashed it down. As you can see, it's nice and flush now. I've got to fix this corner here, because the corner, if you have a look, you can see that it's a little bit in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind this back, take the paint off it so I can get bare metal, and then I'm going to do my slide hammer trick. So let's do it. All right, guys, there you have it. It's pretty much there, like the original shape. Also, if you have a look here, you can see the gap follows evenly all the way around. And then obviously there's some room there for some Bondo, Nicky, Bog, and then some primer and paint. So now I'm happy with that. I've got to work on the inside of the boot. I haven't done anything about that yet, as you know. So I've got to work out this section here, but I'm not phased about that at the moment. I'm just gonna leave that for now. And I actually got something which I'm stoked to find, because I didn't think I was going to find one. This is my old beaver panel. Now, try and find a beaver panel for a 180SX here, and good luck. The car's that old that you're just very hard to find. Anyway, I found one. I got it shipped to me secondhand off another car, but that's fine. The main thing is it's straight, it's not damaged. And there she is. Another beaver panel. So we're going to work on putting that in the car, and it's mainly for the fitment of the light. I have to make sure that it all fits nicely, lines up the boot, and then we can put on this quarter panel. Finally cut and weld the quarter panel together. This first. Anyway, see you on the next one.